Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast. I just want to take a second and thank all of my subscribers. Thank you for all of your support, all of your likes, all of your shares, all of your comments. If you are interested in a private reading, please just click on my website. I do have it linked below in the description bar. Lastly, I am on social media, so I am now on Facebook. If you're interested in liking my page on Facebook, please do. I am also on Instagram, and if you are interested in receiving a daily Oracle guidance message, I do draw and upload a daily Oracle guidance card every single day to my Instagram account. So if you're interested in that, then please head over and follow me on Instagram. Oh, and one last thing, for these general tarot forecasts, you should always be sure to watch not only your sun sign, but also your moon sign and your rising sign. If you happen to not know what your moon or rising sign are, I do have linked in the description bar below a website that actually can calculate that for you for free. So I wish you all a wonderful week. Just stay tuned for the reading. Hi Gemini, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of January 18th through the 24th. This is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs. So Gemini, let's get started. All right, Gemini, at the bottom of the deck, I do have the Four of Swords, which the Four of Swords can represent a period of healing. This can represent you spending some time alone, recharging your batteries, relaxing. So, there could be some Geminis that this week you definitely find the time for yourself. Maybe this is Spirit letting you know that you need to find the time for yourself. Maybe go within, recharge your batteries, just take a break, relax, clear your mind. All right, so the overall energy for the entire week is actually the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is you coming through strongly, Gemini, because, the Queen of Swords does represent you. But I think that for the entire week, you're going to just be very focused maybe on something. This is my warrior queen, and she's incredibly focused and determined, especially when she has her eye on something. She can really focus in on it and just, she charges, forward. I feel like, she's a very tough, strong woman, I should say. She's a very strong-minded woman. She has a lot of willpower. So I feel like you're coming through very strong. For the overall energy, I think that you're very strong this week. And what's kind of confirming that is I also have the Strength card here. So this is you maybe needing to rely upon your inner strength, or this is you just being, incredibly strong. Strong-minded, strong-willed, just very strong. Your energy is very strong this week. The Strength card can represent, having control, knowing when you have to be patient and calm, but then also, knowing, when you have to be strong, you have to go within and rely upon your inner strength. This card represents courage as well. So, you possess all of that, courage and all of that inner strength. And I feel like you're very empowered this week. Looking at your other cards here, you're very, very much, I think, in control and very empowered this week. Let's start out over here. We have the Four of Cups, which can represent feeling bored, feeling flat, feeling emotionally uninspired. This card can come up though when someone is simply focusing too much on the negative. This person here is down. They're focusing on these 3 empty cups below, and they're not focusing on this offer, this full cup that's coming in. They don't see it, and it's because they're, you know, so focused on the negative. So, you know, I do think that for those Geminis who might have been a little, you know, pessimistic, you know, now is a good time to really, you know, focus on the positive things you have around you, which I think you're going to do no matter what, honestly. Because, you know, this could even be a lingering energy from previously, maybe last week, coming in, but things are happening quickly this week, and things are turning around because I go from the 4 of Cups to the 9 of Cups directly on top. So this is a card of the opposite of this, feeling content, feeling more than content. This is emotional abundance. This is just pure joy, happiness. This is also a wish card. So there could be some Geminis that are receiving a wish. But whatever this is for you, whatever's bringing in this sudden happiness, I feel like it's happening quickly because I have the Knight of Rods right next to the nine of Cups, and he's looking right at it. So this is, you know, a very fast-paced, hasty, sudden energy of things happening quickly. So you're headed directly towards this 9 of Cups here. You're headed towards this happiness. So you're coming out of this funk, or you're coming out of this maybe negative mind frame, and you're definitely moving towards happiness and abundance. And I feel like it's happening very quickly. I also have the King of Cups here. So you're the Queen of Swords here at the center. This could be a person around you. You could have a fire sign, or you could even have a water sign person around you. This could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, but they don't have to be. It could be anybody with the King of Cups characteristics, which he's very warm, he's very generous, he's very loving, caring, he's got a big heart, he's very intuitive as well. If this isn't another person around you, Gemini, this could simply be representing, you know, you could have both of these characteristics. You could be so strong and focused on the things that you want, but you also, you know, can be caring and loving and giving at the same time. You can possess all of these characteristics. You know, this could be here, you know, with the Moon card you have as well. You know, this could just simply be telling me that your intuition is going to be very strong this week. Like I said, you have the Moon card here. So your intuition could be just, you know, honestly very, very strong this week. I've been having certain cards, and the Moon is one of them, just show up in almost all of the signs readings for this week. So I think everybody's intuition is going to be very strong this week. But the Moon card also represents you know, the unknown, things that we're just unaware of. Shapes and shadows are not always what they appear to be. So you could be maybe seeing things clearer this week. You could be learning something. This energy sometime it can be a little confusing with the Moon. So perhaps maybe you were confused previously with the 4 of Cups here, and maybe that's why you were being a little pessimistic, or maybe you just felt flat or down. But then I think that the energy and the mood is really changing this week with the 9 of Cups and the Knight of Rods here. So I think that, you know, and the King of Cups for me is another card that can represent emotional abundance. This man is happy. He has everything he needs. So, you know, I really feel like the mood is shifting. You are coming through very strong. Also empowered. You have the Magician here. This is you having all of the tools and all of the resources on hand to be able to make your desires manifest, to be able to make your dreams come to fruition. This is you being very much empowered. In my opinion, this is you being very much in control of your dreams and in control of things around you. You have the ability to create, you know, your future in a sense. You have the ability to make your dreams manifest. You hold all of the resources. So I think that, you know, a lot of Geminis definitely could be accomplishing quite a bit this week, especially with the Strength card. directly next to the Magician here. I feel like, and the Knight of Rods, I feel like you could have a very passionate energy as well, and you could be accomplishing quite a bit. You could be quite creative. Some Geminis might need to make a decision, because I have the Lovers card here as well. So there could be a decision that needs to be made, or, you know, this could be representing a partnership, a business partnership, you know, but for the majority, I think if it is a partnership, this is going to be either a friendship or a love romantic partnership, just because I don't have so many pentacles here in this reading. And I have, you know, a very emotional card right next to the Lovers, which is the Moon, and then I have, you know, some cups here. There's a lot of cups. So, you know, if this is a partnership, this very well could be a romantic partnership, or a, you know, a connection, a partnership where you care about the person very much. So, you know, you could be learning something about your partner this week. You know, you towards the end of the week might be a little emotional with your partner, but I don't see this as a bad thing. I'm not seeing it as like you guys are fighting. I have no conflict cards or nothing like that. You know, you guys might be growing closer. Maybe you guys are dating and you have the Magician here because, you know, Spirit is letting you know that if you want something more, you hold all the resources and the tools to be able to make, you know, your relationship kind of grow into, you know, something that you want. You can grow closer with your partner if you want. You can take your relationship up to the next level. You know, you are receiving a wish for some. If not, you know, you're emotionally abundant. So things really progress from the Four of Cups here. With the Knight of Rods here and with the Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, this very well could be, for some Geminis, this could be you taking off. This could be you honestly going on vacation. And maybe that's why I have the Moon card here. You could be, you know, getting to know your partner more, so things are maybe coming out into the open, or, you know, you might be more emotional, you know, because you're so strong. You know, I also do have the King of Cups here as well. So, you know, you very much could just be, you know, growing closer with your partner. You know, your more emotional side is coming out. You're more affectionate. You're more loving. You're more just, you know, compassionate. This is a wonderful card. So, you know, you and your partner, if you're already partnered, this very well could be you just deepening your relationship, growing closer, just bonding more. So this is really lovely. For some Geminis, you and your partner are very much like spiritually connected, bonded. If you're single, I think the message is clear for you. If you're single, you know, to have the Magician right on top of the Lovers here, this very well can be representing, you know, get out, socialize, you hold all of the tools to be able to make, you know, perhaps meet someone and then create maybe a life with someone. You hold all of the tools and the resources to be able to, you know, if that's what you want, you know, you hold all of those tools to go out, meet someone, and then create a future with someone. You hold those resources. Yeah, so, you know, but with the Knight of Rods here, there could be some Geminis that you and maybe your loved one, you're going on vacation. Yeah, you could be traveling somewhere. It could be like a dream come true for some Geminis with the Nine of Cups here. You know, and for some of you, your partner could be like a Leo. Your partner could be a fire sign person or a water sign person. You know, your partner could be a Pisces or a Cancer But yeah, let me draw you an additional guidance card. Let's see what else Spirit has for Gemini. Please show me an additional message for Gemini. What else does Gemini need to know? Gemini. Please show me an additional message for Gemini. What else does Gemini need to know for the upcoming week? Please show me. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. What does Gemini need to know? Okay, so Gemini, I had 2 cards flip out. All right, wow, beautiful. The first one that I have is Chantel, and it says new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, beautiful. And the second card is Omega, and it says victory. Your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work, Gemini. Wow. These are some beautiful cards. And if you're wondering what deck I'm using, this is Doreen Virtue's Messages from Your Angels Oracle deck. Yeah, so if you're already in a romantic partnership, this is you towards the end of the week, maybe. You and your partner just reigniting your passion with one another. This is confirming it. To have Chantel come out, and you have the Lovers card here again. You guys could be, you know, taking off, going on vacation. You could be doing something together. Maybe you're, you know, just taking like a 2-day little vacation, like a 2-night stay somewhere or something like that. But it's going to be really good for you guys, very beneficial to your relationship. And then, like I said, for those singles, you know, romance is in the air. You have the Magician here. This is you being in control. This is you being empowered. So go out, mingle, and absolutely put yourself out there, because you very well could meet maybe like a soulmate. You know, you very well could meet someone. This can be like a soulmate connection. Yeah, and then, you know, for others, you know, this is victory. This is, you know, you hitting it out of the park with your relationships, but then also, you know, just for your week in general, Gemini, it's going to be just an amazing week for you. For those of you who might have been feeling the 4 of Cups, that maybe, you know, experiencing some negative thoughts or just feeling a little bored, this week's going to take it up a notch, just a little bit. So you have the victory card here with, you know, the 9 of Cups. You know, things are going to turn around. Some, you know, some news or something could come in and really excite you. You could be finding something out, but whatever it is, it's going to be just really, really positive and just really nice for you, Gemini. So this is great. This is a great reading. I'm very happy for you guys. So I do hope you enjoyed this reading, Gemini, and I hope you have a great week. Have fun.